Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Baka podcast.
Baka.
It's amazing how every time you open your mouth, you prove you're an idiot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a mini-sode of Baka. What's a mini-sode of Baka? Well, 2 years ago, we used to do mini-sodes in between episodes. I look back at our last mini-sode. It has been 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Due to time constraints, we had to stop making these, but these are basically mini topics that aren't watching an anime and discussing it like a book club that we do every week or every 2 weeks, but just discussing a random topic that is related to anime just to get things out there. And you know what? There's a reason we're doing this, and that's because we have a website now, the animebakaclub.com. Jeremy made us a website. We hope that you can visit it. It has episodes. It has great character art from Jeremy's wife. There's other stuff that me and Jason probably added. I don't know.
We've all been busy.
We're still building it. Yeah, I'm on a project to help it. I don't know if I'm that far along, but probably not.
I owe Jeremy pictures, but you know, is that
work in progress. But we really hope you guys visit it because it's a really cool website and a really cool way to explore the podcast. Plus, all our episodes are on there. We've had people contact us about not being able to find older episodes. Just a limitation of the sites we've used in the past, and we wanted to resolve that. And also, we're looking to invest in Baka. So there is a donation thing there. That is not anything that really matters to you guys, but like we actually put money into this website. We're trying to grow Baka, and that's what this is all about in the first step. So for our mini-sode, because we now have a website, we're going to be talking about hacking in anime because it's kind of related.
Yes.
To do that,
there's
I need
computers and hacking, right?
Yeah.
keyboards and stuff. Clickety. I've seen the net with Sandra Bullock. To do this, I need the help of my co-host. First off, we have the Control-Alt to my delete. Jeremy, how you doing?
I am doing great. Oh man, that
how are you?
made me think of reboot.
It's because that's how you're our task manager, so that's how I get to you.
That works. Yes.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. No, I've been doing good. As for like fun, entertaining things, haven't had a lot of time to do too much, but I did catch a couple of videos from Tarn Atom. Actually, it comes through KitFox as the Steam release for Dwarf Fortress is drawing near. And they have videos showing their progress and showing how now instead of having ASCII, you've got all these beautiful little pixel art for Dwarf Fortress. And you have like the way that they've got their menu set up. Oh man, it's just, it's beautiful. It's clickable. It's clear, easy to read. It's
much
so
like our
nice.
website.
Yes.
Hey, this
It's
episode is about chilling for the website. That is why we are here. We're not
it.
beating around the bush about it.
It's amazing. It's streamlined, just a few colors, not too many, not too little. So, loving that. Can't wait.
All right. We also have the Alt to my F4. Jason, how you doing?
Oh.
I'm so involved in Path of Exile.
New League is actually meh, but it's actually really fun. But this is we are attempting to fix all the things League, which is fantastic. So there's very little change to the core game loop, but they addressed boatloads of issues, and it's made quality of life and wanting to play it just absolutely brilliant. So having a lot of fun with it.
Sweet.
And they completely revamped the skill tree again. So everyone's like, this build might be good. It might not. Who knows?
Oh, see, now that's the point in time where a game like Path of Exile, I think, is the most fun. Because you can't just go online and look at all the builds and come to it with a pre-made formula. You have to actually experiment and have some fun trying to, I love that. That's the cool part.
So there is one skill I wanted to quickly mention. They just introduced it called a link skill, which gives another player buff. So it's a multiplayer specific skill. Downside, If that player you're linked to dies, you die.
Oh. How much
Oh,
of a buff is it?
It's a pretty big buff.
Okay.
That's pretty beautiful. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Can you force the link? Can you be like, "Hey, I picked up this buff, and you better protect
So-
me"?
It's only one way. So the link initiator is the one that will suffer death.
Well, that seems fair.
Okay. And my name is Troy. What's another computer function? That was all the ones I know. You guys are the computer guys. I use console.
Use console. You're the
I'm the
mouse
console.
and keyboard to my controller.
There you go. You're just all the keys.
All the keys at once. Yeah, that's how I try to fix the computer sometimes. Jason, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
Oh my gosh.
Did you go to a play?
I went to a play. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I went to a play. So I'll try to
Which
make
one?
the story quick so we can get to the minisode, but I probably won't. 2 years ago, me and my wife bought tickets to a season of theater musicals. I like theater musicals, right? I've said that before. I was raised on them. I don't hide it in shame. I am who I am. We looked at the shows that were coming to our town, stuff from off Broadway and stuff, and like, oh yeah, these all seem interesting. At least most of them are ones we really like. Hamilton's on there. I love Hamilton. So we bought season tickets. Then a pandemic hit, and we weren't allowed to use our tickets for 2 years. The theater's open again, but they have all different shows now. So I'm prefacing that just so you know, I went to Cats.
You went to the best one.
I gotta go.
And again,
Painful.
I love musical theater. And intermission hit, and I turned to my wife and I went, "What the?" And I pulled out my phone. I went to Wikipedia and I looked up the plot of Cats, and I'm like, "What am I? I don't know what's happening." Every 5 minutes, there's just a song about another cat. We keep introducing characters, but there's no story. Well, it turns out T.S. Eliot wrote a book of poems about cats that lived in a neighborhood, and they were all just funny kid poems, like fun poems that kids like to read. And then Andrew Lloyd Webber liked those poems so much, he decided to put it to music and then made it a musical. So there's not a plot. It literally is just introducing cats. It's a poetry reading with ballet set to music. And in that context, it wasn't that bad. But I went in not knowing that and waiting, and I'm like, okay, so this will be the main character we're meeting now, right? No, they're not coming back. They're gone. All right, who's this cat? This cat's a fat cat. All right, is that the main character? The fat cat? Nope, the fat cat's gone. Okay, what is going on? And also, I also kind of became obsessed with it by the end because I was like, how do you make a movie about that? Because the Cats movie that flopped so hard came out, and I'm like, who thought this could be a movie? So I had to watch the movie too, and it was equally horrible. But also, it's fine. I've experienced cats. I can say I did that in my past. I'll probably never experience cats again. Don't let that be your intro to musical theater. Go to Hamilton. Go to Book of Mormon. Go to Avenue Q.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera is a great one. Go to something that's like really fun. Lion King was also great. Lots of good ones. Do not start with cats. All right. That was longer than it should have been. And I don't know how many people are like, hey, what's your thoughts on musical theater and anime? But here we are.
That's niche market right there.
Yeah.
What about anime on ice?
A niche market we should send to the website, the Baka Anime Baka Club.
Now you're getting it.
There we go.
Guys, we're here to talk about hacking in anime and really just computer use in anime. I went back through our catalog. We've watched a lot of anime where characters have hacked or used computers and stuff. And I just wanted to ask, like, what were your favorite ones? What systems that have been shown in anime were your favorites? They're like, oh, that's a cool hacking system, or that's not a cool hacking system. And just kind of a general discussion about hackers and hacking as it's displayed in anime, and maybe a little regular media too. Jeremy, you're probably the the subject matter expert here, having just built a website, the animebakaclub.com. So
Which you should check out.
so I just we'll start with you.
Well, so I took the topic quite literally, and I thought about anime that were just about hacking, not necessarily any other computer use, and all I could find were like these holographic or like crazy representation of like way too much going on than what you would see in any kind of real hacking session. Now, I'm certainly not a hacker, but I have fiddled around a little bit here and there, and generally what you see when you're messing around with hacking or with anything else code-wise, you either have terminal lines that you're entering in, and if you get a whole bunch of lines of code or of information that's scrolling down your screen at once, what I love is when they have hackers that actually look like they recognize something in that.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I just gotta pause you for 1 second because if anyone's watching the YouTube video, Jason is clearly Googling hackers in anime right now. And this is why I miss minisodes so much. Like we
It's off
just
the
don't
cuff.
care. We just want to have fun.
Yes.
So, to be clear, I'm actually looking for the name of a very specific anime that I cannot for the life of me remember. And I know we watched it, and so
I'm
But-
so sorry, Jeremy. I had to catch
No.
him. Right.
No, I was seeing it too. It's great.
You're up. You keep going. Sorry.
But they always show like the hacker recognizing something in those lines of text, and that just cracks me up because there's no way you're not recognizing anything when that much text is scrolling down the screen. At
So
most,
true.
you're saying like, yeah, stuff's happening, you know, so that's a good sign. But yeah, so as far as like anime in particular, there was we haven't watched it, but Guilty Crown had one that I'll always remember because it's really cute and it's funny. They have this girl and she's wearing like little cat ears and stuff, and when she goes in to do her hacking, she's like dancing around playing a match 3 game on the side while she's coordinating a military op and like hacking into devices and stuff. And I just thought it was adorable and funny at the same time. But I haven't really seen anything that looked like any kind of real representation. Maybe the closest would be when they do things off screen, right? Like Steins Gate did a good job of having a character who was a hacker, but you never really saw him hacking anything, right? Like you didn't see his screen, you didn't see how he did it. You just saw him going click, 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 and things would happen. He would make things, or in his case, it was more of an issue of like making ideas become real, and then that's called hacking, right? Like I have this idea of some kind of sci-fi machine or you know, some
Dabu
something.
was breaking into like NASA or government files on the time machine and stuff, right?
yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
he was hacking into all kinds of stuff. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh character that was a hacker. I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't watched it at all.
the first 2 seasons, very first 2 seasons, are gold, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, totally worth a watch.
Is it Camp Watch or is it
Oh,
genuine?
absolutely.
Okay, Camp.
Especially for Joey Wheeler.
Okay.
Now, Jason, I've been listening to old episodes because of our website, theanimebakaclub.com. And when you had started this show, your edition of Yu-Gi-Oh was the redub of the silly one, the parody of Yu-Gi-Oh. Is that what you mean, or are you talking about
okay,
actual
so
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I've watched both, by the way.
All right.
I've watched both.
Okay.
All right.
The abridged is much funnier than the actual anime. The actual anime has a hook to it. It's got an almost Dragon Ball Z-ish hook to it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have to have watched the original to actually enjoy the abridged version? I know
Oh,
the
no.
DVC abridged is kind of that way.
no, the abridged version is great on its own.
Okay.
How is Guilty Crown, by the way? Because I saw that on the list, and it's one I've never seen. I heard all the time.
I loved the first season of Guilty Crown. The second season dipped quite a bit for me. But yeah, that first season is really, really good. Yeah, it's got some crazy stuff. It goes into like a romance between siblings, which is a little weird, but you know, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. And
Oni-chan.
yeah, But the music in it is really well done too. It's probably one of the top musical performances that I've enjoyed in anime, and also just the character design of the lead female is really really cool looking when she's in her gear and everything. So yeah, I would recommend it.
All right, Jason.
The first thing that came to my mind as far as like hacking, so like when you think hacking, you think taking over systems or gaining access to information you're not supposed to be able to. Akudama Drive was probably the worst representation.
What? That's on my list of favorites.
Oh my god, it was the worst because it was indistinguishable from magic, and it upset me because there was no rules to it.
But
He could attach to any system at any time for any reason. There was no like, oh, I found their Bluetooth backdoor. It wasn't like that. It was just like, make happen, and it just didn't.
Yeah, but his fingers went so fast, and he was like really into it. It was
cringe.
Everything about Akudama Drive had so much flair. That's what I loved about the hacking, is they made it look cool instead of just like, okay, the program's downloading.
Yeah, but isn't this like that's sort of the representation of exactly what they do in most anime and even most movies? Is like,
yeah,
they just put it behind this this presentation of flair, and yeah, it seems like Akudama Drive would be a really really good example of that.
Because hacking is actually boring to watch. It's not
boring.
cinematic.
No.
Now, as far as like the effects of a hack, I think one of the most interesting ones, and you may disagree that this is a hack if it is, but ID Invaded.
Oh yes.
Being able to manipulate those systems and like hop in and out of those different realities, I found fascinating. With the storytelling there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had thought of that and wasn't sure if that would qualify either, but we'll allow it.
Yeah, same here.
No one's mentioned the most famous of hackers. In anime we watched, not probably about almost a year ago.
I didn't want to take it from you because I figured you were going to mention it.
Ed from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fishies. I don't remember what I said in the episode, but I was thinking about it today. I'm like, I'm not sure I like the fishies. It's so abstract that I kind of feel lost when she does it. So that one's actually not on my favorite list. It's one of my least. As much as I love the character, the fishies were just kind of odd.
I think the problem is, I think anime faces the same issue that just about any other visual media comes across when it comes to hacking or computer infiltration. Is it's boring, and it's usually done by scripts, and it's usually I ran a command and pushed a button, and then a bunch of brute force stuff happened in the background that I didn't see, and I get a report of whether it's successful or not. But if we're gonna look at like results, because that's usually what we're looking for in media anyways, is like, what's the result of your hacking? Decadence did a fantastic job with like taking control of the system and bending it to their will.
See, I like it simple. Like Vivi, when we watch Vivi, Matsumoto would hack something and it would just change to the color that he wanted it to be. That's what I want. I want to see circuits be one color, and then the hacker comes and they change to another color, like it spreads through, like it goes from blue to red, and I know it's been hacked. That's all I need. Thank you, because I wouldn't understand real hacking if I saw it anyway.
Well, I think probably the best representation of it is in Kill la Kill with the guy who wears the outfit and he's like fighting while typing on his arm.
Oh my god! About that.
Yes, he's literally hacking their clothing and like trying to come up with new move sets for his own outfit as he's fighting.
To this day, though, my favorite computer hacking scene is that show where they're driving under the plane and they drop a Ethernet cord from the plane so they can hook a laptop into it while they're driving down the runway. So great.
Before the episode, I went and I watched like some of the best hacking scenes from movies, just because. And Oh my God, there was one that was just killing me because it was I forget what the movie was, but it was a guy and he's sitting in front of like this desk that has a plastic top and it's got all these cut out circles instead of keys, and so it's like touch sensitive, and he's typing that, and presumably he's like guarding some kind of government data bank or something, and on this screen in front of him, the screen is like probably 6 widescreen monitors wide and 3 or 4 tall, and it's just covered with what looks like memory addresses. and every now and then somebody will try to hack him, and it shows like rabbits jumping across the memory addresses, like deleting them, and they're disappearing. And he's yelling like, "We've got rabbits in the system. I need an inoculation now." And there's a lady standing behind him, and she's like, we need an inoculation. We need a flu shot to kill the rabbits." And then it shows a battleship, and the battleship is like going across the water, and lights are flashing on the battleship, and then the battleship like fades in over top of the screen of memory locations, and the rabbits all die, and the memory locations that were gone start to come back, and I was dying. I was laughing so
This
hard.
sounds like a fever dream.
I know, it's crazy.
All right.
Ugh.
I think that could be a good wrapping up point for
I agree.
hacking.
So that's
Yeah.
hacking.
Hacking
What a
anime.
terrible topic.
Yeah,
A terrible
I want-
topic to bring us around to theanimebakaclub.com.
Yeah. Where there will be no hacking, and your private information and personal data is perfectly safe.
we taking personal data?
No, we don't. That's why
Again,
it's safe.
I don't want to know anything about these freaks. They listen to us.
Nope, we don't have a forum yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, yeah. So, if you have thoughts on hacking, not only can you reach us on our Twitter at Baka Podcast, you can also reach out to us on the animebakaclub.com, where there is a contact us link, and someday all of our episodes, but at least all of our backlog is there, and it's growing with the rest of our episodes. We hope to see you there. You can also, wherever you found this podcast, leave a comment, and it will get back to us. And we would like to hear some of your thoughts on hacking in anime, because obviously some of us weren't even ready for it tonight.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. Your favorites, your least favorites, the most ridiculous. What kind of hacking do you like to see? How do you make it thematic? All that kind of stuff open for discussion, and we will respond back to it. And hopefully, we can do a lot better than we did in this first minisode in 2 years.
How do you even prepare for these things?
Did not get rusty at all, guys. We nailed this.
Professionals.
We are currently watching the anime Sonny Boy, and we will be talking about that in our next episode. So we hope you're following along with that and can join us in our discussion there. All right. I think it's time for us to sign off.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
Sayonara.